Back when people cared about Corona and everybody was fighting about the lab leak theory, vaccines, and masks, we learned something new every day. But the number one thing I learned was that if you were a politician people didn't think was doing enough to keep people safe from the virus, some journalist was going to compare you to the mayor from Jaws. About how annoying it was to read the same article 10 different times. What really bothered me was that all these articles fundamentally misunderstood the movie. If you just focus on the movie, everything Mayor Larry Vaughn did was super logical. Every move he made was the right one. Every decision he made was in the best interest of Amity Island. He was right. Brody and Hooper were wrong. First scene in Jaws is Chrissy getting attacked by the shark, but Larry Vaughn didn't see that happen. He just heard a mutilated body washed up on the shore not far from an enormous buoy. He figures it was a boating accident, which makes way more sense than a shark attack, since Amity has no history of shark attacks. Boating accidents have happened before, and she was swimming at night next to an enormous buoy. Shark accidents tend to happen in the same places, but not on Amity Island. Spread whatever conspiracy theory you want. You can't cover up that many shark attacks on an island community dominated by fishermen and other people who know all about the ocean. So a shark attack was nonsensical compared to the girl swimming next to the giant buoy getting hit by a boat propeller. Has that happened before? Sure has.
Out a little far. She tires. Fishing boat comes along.
It's happened before.
Don't take it from him. Take it from the coroner.
Well, I think possibly, yes, a boating
That's
accident.
not what you told me over the phone.
I was wrong. We'll have to amend our reports.
And you'll stand by
I'll
that?
stand by you.
Right.
That's right. He'll stand by that. Aside from his atrocious acting, how come nobody ever brings this guy up again? Is the town coroner such a lucrative position we're supposed to believe he's so terrified to lose the job he's willing to commit a crime to keep it? For a town coroner job? No, the reason he's going to stand by that is because it makes the most sense. Unfortunately, he's wrong. And as we know, Alex Kitner jumps into the mouth of a hungry shark to escape his super annoying mom. She puts out a bounty on the shark, and soon enough, there's an enormous hunt to kill it. Larry Vaughn shows his brilliance. Larry lets the hunt happen to both send a fleet of shark hunters out there to take care of his problem at no cost to taxpayers, and to bring in tons of tourist money at a time Amity desperately needs it. And before you say he couldn't stop the shark hunt, understand that if Amity's in Massachusetts, then this place is the Louise Woodward of nanny states. He easily could have used government powers to stop it immediately if he wanted to. But he didn't, because he knew the hunt meant tourist money. After all, where are all these shark hunters from?
Because we got more people down here than we can handle.
Yeah?
What are you doing out there? These are your people. Go and talk to them.
Those aren't my people. They're from all over the place. Do you see all the license plates out in the parking lot? Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey?
You think shark hunters from across the country are going to eat at restaurants, drink at bars, stay at hotels, gas up their boat engines, and do a million other things that's going to help out the local economy? Of course they are. So Larry let the hunt happen. Smart guy. You think it's a coincidence that a town government employee and a rich kid outsider are the ones who want to shut down the economy? Two people who have no need for Amity tourist dollars? Larry understood that. He understood that his town needed money, but the people calling to shut down the beaches didn't care. They were getting paid either way. And what happened with that hunt? Well, my boy Robin Hood with the bow and arrow headed out to sea and actually managed to kill a large, man-eating shark. It wasn't the shark that killed Alex Kitner. Who cares? Maybe it was a shark that was going to kill some other kid. It ate a license plate. Who says it wouldn't have bit somebody else? The shark hunt was a huge success. It brought in money and it killed a man-eating shark. Larry Vaughn made that happen. That's not what Hooper thinks. Hooper found Ben Gardner's sunken boat and tells Larry Vaughn. But somehow Mayor Vaughn gets demonized for asking for proof that a shark sunk a boat?
I pulled a tooth the size of a shot glass out of the wrecked hull of a boat out there, and it was the tooth of a great white.
It was Ben Gardner's boat. It was all chewed up. I helped tow it in. You should have seen him.
Where is that tooth? Did you see it, Brody?
Again, this is incredibly reasonable given that the harbor was a disaster where fishermen nearly sunk each other's boats all over the place. And more importantly, if the shark can sink boats, the whole game changes. Hey, Hooper, remember when you saw what was going on in the harbor and said this?
Between now and then, it's you and me.
You know those 8 guys in the fantail launch out there?
Yeah?
None of them are going to get out of the harbor alive.
Lenny, that's...
That made perfect sense since you'd seen guys loading their boats with dynamite.
That's dynamite.
Wait a minute. Where are you going with that?
I'm going off the boat.
Oh, no. Why? Please. Help me get those guys out of the boat, will you, please? Come with me.
You saw Casey Affleck casually ripping a button, tossing explosives in the water like 2 feet away from the other boats.
Bottoms out and slamming into them rocks, boy. Get away from there, you goddamn fool, you! What's the matter with you? Want to swap us, you crazy son of a bitch? What are you doing? What are these guys doing out here? What are you doing back there, man? Tell us what the hell they're doing back there, then.
They're chumming right now.
Chumming? What the hell's that?
They're trucking the shark now.
$8,000 divided 4 ways is what? What you slamming?
I'm supposed to be mad at Larry Vaughn for assuming some kind of man-made disaster happened instead of a shark sinking a fisherman's boat. He's the bad guy for wanting evidence. That makes sense to you? Besides, has anyone ever thought of how much of a game changer it is for the shark to be able to sink a boat? Nothing you tried to do to stop the shark would matter. Close the beaches all you want, unless you close the beaches and end all travel to and from the island, stop every fishing boat, send every yacht back to where they came from, the shark's still gonna eat people. Why would Hooper, who must know sharks can sink boats, since it's in a pretty basic shark book we see the chief's wife freak out about?
But I want him to read the boating regulations, the rules, before he goes out on his own.
Not tell Mayor Vaughn about the ramifications of this kind of behavior. Why was it all about closing the beaches? Because Hooper's a liar. He knows closing the beaches for a weekend won't do anything if the sharks sink every boat in the ocean. Hooper's a pretty sleazy dude. Remember when Mayor Vaughn accuses him of being a glory boy, looking to use the shark to get famous?
Look at this sign. Those proportions are correct.
Love to prove that, wouldn't you? Get your name into the National Geographic.
Remember how he scoffs at that, only to put Brody's life in danger so we can get a better picture of the shark?
The end of the pulpit, please! What? Please go to the end of the pulpit!
Hooper's plan never made sense. On top of the boat issues, why would we suspect that as the beaches were closed, the shark wouldn't leave Amity and start eating the swimmers of...
If the people can't swim here, they'll be glad to swim at the beaches of Cape Cod, the Hamptons, Long Island.
Of course it would. So if you're not going to shut down the beaches of every town in New England, then you got to do your best to deal with the shark. Larry Vaughn's not here for your NIMBYism. He's here to solve problems. So instead of closing the beaches, he floods them with shark prevention boats. But as we all know, this fails. But it's not because of Larry Vaughn. It's because Hooper never tells him the shark can go to the creek and that the shark watchers are distracted by some kids who are unafraid of Amity PD's useless police chief. When the shark swims into the creek, people are shocked. But why? Wouldn't the shark expert have warned them it could do that? After all, in the New Jersey shark attacks that inspired the movie, a few of the deaths took place in a creek, and we know Hooper knows about that case since he references it a scene earlier.
I mean, we've already had 3 incidents. 2 people killed inside of a week, and it's going to happen again. It happened before. The Jersey Beach.
1916, there were 5
people chewed up in the surf.
In 1 week.
Tell them about the swimmers.
Hooper fails to tell Vaughn about this, as well as Brody, since Brody tells his kid to go to the creek thinking it's safe. And due to his failure to tell those people, people die. What about Brody's bad policing? We hear that some karate kids are destroying the fences. Brody does nothing about it. We see vandals spray painted the town sign. Brody does nothing about it. Yet we're supposed to be surprised that some kids had no qualms about pulling a fake shark fin prank, which ended up distracting all the cop boats so the shark could sneak into the creek. Brody was a bad cop, and his inactions on these previous juvenile pranks got people killed. And before you say Larry Vaughn should have hired Quint earlier, think about how that worked out. Did Quint really end up killing the shark? Larry Vaughn did everything right. His ideas made sense. His employees dropped the ball but never acknowledged their own failures. He didn't trust the experts when they knew they were leading him astray. And he did everything he could to save the town from financial ruin. Don't forget, while politicians vote for wars that their kids don't have to go fight in, Larry Vaughn's kids were on that beach too.
I don't know if I can do that without...
I'm going to hire Quint to kill the shark.
What?
August.
What are you talking about? Larry, the summer is over. You're the mayor of Shark City. These people think you want the beaches open.
I was acting
in the town's best interest.
That's right. You were acting in the town's best interest, and that's why you're going to do the right thing. That's why you're going to sign this, and we're going to pay that guy what he wants.
Martin. Martin.